Hey everyone, today we're diving into a topic that might sound familiar, but trust me, it has a depth that most of us completely miss. Washoku, the traditional food culture of Japan. But let's start with a question for you. When you hear that word washoku, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it sushi? Ramen? Maybe teriyaki? Is it really just the food of Japan? Well, the real answer is way more complex and honestly, a lot more fascinating.
To really get why, we need to hop back in time to one specific year, 2013.
This was the year everything changed for the global perception of Japanese cuisine. In December, UNESCO officially recognized Washoku as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Now, this isn't some award for having delicious recipes. It's a huge recognition of an entire cultural practice. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack what that very prestigious title actually means. This really brings us to the core of it all. See, what UNESCO recognized wasn't a list of ingredients or famous dishes. It was the very heart of Washoku culture, a whole system of values, traditions, and social practices. So what is it exactly? Well, here's the official definition. Washoku is a social practice that's rooted in a deep respect for nature. You gotta pay attention to the key phrases here: social practice and respect for nature. It's not just about what's being eaten, but how it's eaten and why. A perfect everyday example of this philosophy is something called Ichiju Sansai, which translates to one soup, three sides. This is like the fundamental blueprint for a traditional meal. You've got your rice, which is the staple, a soup, and then three different side dishes that all work together to create this perfect nutritional balance. It's a simple, elegant system that's designed for health and harmony. So, what specific ingredients made up this recipe for recognition? Well, UNESCO highlighted four very distinct features that define Washoku as a cultural treasure that's absolutely worth protecting for future generations. And you know what that means? It's quiz time. So, before I just tell you what they are, take a guess. What do you think are the core characteristics that really caught the world's attention? And remember, think beyond just how good it tastes. All right, time's up. How'd you do? Here are the answers. The four pillars of Washoku. First, a deep respect for diverse and healthy ingredients. Second, the expression of natural beauty and the changing seasons. Third, its incredible role in fostering social bonds. And finally, the skillful use of umami. Let's break these down one by one. Okay, the first pillar is all about health and just using nature's bounty. Japan's geography is really long, right, from north to south. That gives it this incredible diversity of seasonal ingredients. Washoku is all about using these fresh, natural foods to create a diet that is just exceptionally well-balanced and good for you. Pillar number 2 shows that Washoku is also a total art form. It's all about expressing natural beauty. The kind of plates you use, the way the food is arranged, the little garnishes, every single thing is carefully chosen to reflect the beauty of nature and whatever season it is right now. It literally turns a meal into a visual celebration. The third pillar is about bringing people together, fostering those social bonds. Food is meant to be shared, right? It strengthens the ties of family and community. And the fourth pillar is the clever use of umami. That's that savory fifth taste. It lets chefs create these deep, satisfying flavors without having to rely on a lot of animal fats, which, makes for a much healthier diet. So, the crucial point here is this. And this quote from the evaluation just nails it. UNESCO didn't just recognize a collection of dishes. It recognized an entire food culture that is deeply, deeply embedded in the Japanese lifestyle and spirit. Okay, so what happens after you get named a global cultural treasure? Let's take a look at the future that this incredible registration brought about. The biggest impact of this registration was the birth of a new international mission. With this honor came a global responsibility to protect and ensure the succession of this culture, to make sure it doesn't get lost as lifestyles modernize and change. And as you can probably guess, this prestigious designation sparked a massive wave of global attention. It put Japanese food culture in the international spotlight in a way it had never been before. This created what we can pretty much call the Washuko effect. You could see it everywhere. There was a huge surge in Japanese restaurants opening all over the world, a big increase in tourists traveling to Japan specifically for the food, and a renewed push for food education, or shokoiku, right there in Japan itself. So let's bring it all home. The main takeaway is this.
Washoku is so much more than what's on the plate. It is a philosophy of balance, it's a respect for nature, it's an expression of beauty, and it's a way to connect with other people. It's literally a culture you can taste.
And that leaves me with one final thought for you. After seeing what makes Washoku so unique and special, what do you think is the heart of your own country's food culture? What makes it more than just a meal? That's definitely something to chew on. Thanks for watching.